You have always felt it, this deep, quiet pull inside, like you are seeing the world differently, like you were born to understand things others can't. Spiritual awakening, higher consciousness, the path of the chosen ones, it doesn't come with a manual and it doesn't come with easy companionship. You've tried to explain your thoughts, your awareness, your intuition, but most people simply don't understand. The world feels heavy, confusing, and strangely isolating. And in that isolation, you begin to question yourself. Am I the only one who feels this way? Am I meant to walk this path alone? But what if I told you that this feeling of aloneness is not a punishment, and it's not a flaw? What if it's actually a signal, a guide showing you the next step in your growth, your awakening, your transformation? Today we're going to explore why chosen ones often feel alone, what that aloneness truly means, and how it can become your greatest source of clarity, strength, and connection in a world that feels like it's moving against you. By the end of this video, you'll see your solitude not as a burden but as a unique power, a sign that you are evolving faster, seeing deeper, and living on a level that many simply cannot reach. Being a chosen one often comes with a heightened awareness that most people around you simply don't share. While others move through life on autopilot, following patterns and routines, you notice the hidden layers, the unspoken truths, the energy beneath every word and action. You start to sense the motivations, the manipulations, and the subtle dynamics in every interaction. And here's the twist. This awareness is both a blessing and a challenge. It gives you insight, intuition, and clarity, yet it also separates you from the crowd. You begin to crave deeper conversations, soulful connections, meaningful exchanges. But when you look around, most of what's offered feels shallow, distracted, or disconnected. That's when the first layer of aloneness sinks in, the awareness that your mind and heart are simply tuned differently. You might try to share what you see, what you feel, what you understand, only to be met with confusion, dismissal, or even criticism. People can sense that you're different, and sometimes difference triggers discomfort or fear in them. Your insights might make others question themselves, and that can create distance, consciously or unconsciously. In these moments, aloneness is amplified, and it can feel heavy. But here's the hidden truth. This distance is not a reflection of your value. It's a natural consequence of walking a path that few are ready to walk. Your depth requires space to breathe, reflection to expand, and time to integrate. What feels like separation is actually a protective alignment, keeping you in your own energy, sharpening your mind, and strengthening your spirit. There's another layer to this solitude: your emotions, your sensitivities, your internal compass. Chosen ones often feel emotions more intensely, notice subtle shifts in mood and energy, and are deeply attuned to the suffering, the joy, and the potential of others. That intensity can feel like a double-edged sword. You might feel overwhelmed in crowds, drained by casual interactions, or frustrated by the limitations of everyday conversations. You start seeking meaningful encounters, but they are rare. This creates the sensation that nobody truly understands you, that your journey is solitary. And yet this solitude is exactly what allows you to process, heal, and rise. It's in these quiet moments, these spaces of reflection and stillness, that you connect with your own higher consciousness, that you strengthen your intuition, that your awareness becomes your most reliable guide. Let's talk about the paradox of connection. You are deeply human, craving connection and understanding, yet the very depth that allows you to perceive so much makes typical connection challenging. You might be drawn to people who seem enlightened or awake, only to realize they're still walking their own path of confusion. Or you might meet someone who understands you, but only briefly, before life circumstances pull you apart. This constant oscillation, craving closeness but experiencing distance, can intensify your feelings of isolation. And here's where most people miss the insight. Aloneness is not the opposite of connection. In fact, it's preparation for a higher, more authentic connection. It's a time to refine your discernment, strengthen your energy, and understand the kind of alignment you truly need. Humans fear what they cannot grasp, and chosen ones often operate on a level beyond what most people can perceive. Ideas about purpose, awareness, and growth can feel invisible or abstract to those around you. They may see your curiosity as strange, your questions as uncomfortable, your intensity as overwhelming. And when this happens, you might start to doubt yourself. But the reality is that your clarity, your insight, and your perception are advancing faster than the collective around you. Aloneness is simply the space between your evolution and theirs, a natural temporary gap that signals growth rather than failure. The more you embrace this gap, the more you unlock your potential to lead, to guide, and to create impact without being hindered by misunderstanding. Here's the subtle shift that changes everything. When you stop resisting your solitude and start seeing it as a teacher, the sense of isolation transforms into power. Alone doesn't mean lonely. Alone becomes a sanctuary for clarity, for creativity, for intuition. It's where you can reflect without distraction, explore without judgment, and grow without limitation. You can start to build internal stability, emotional independence, and mental clarity, the very qualities that allow you to interact with the world without being drained or derailed. Solitude becomes the secret laboratory of your spiritual and conscious development. And here's the final insight into why chosen ones feel alone. You are often ahead of the curve, operating in a frequency most people cannot yet tune into. That sense of being out of sync, of seeing things before others do, of anticipating patterns that remain invisible to the majority, it creates natural distance. But it also creates preparation. The chosen ones who feel alone today are the ones who will inspire, lead, and awaken tomorrow. Your solitude is the crucible where resilience, wisdom, and discernment are forged. It's where you learn to trust yourself above all else. It's where you discover that true connection begins not in seeking it externally, but in cultivating it internally. You may have noticed that even in crowds, even among friends, even in moments that seem ordinary, your mind and heart are observing, analyzing, and processing on another level. This is part of being a chosen one. The ability to perceive beyond the surface, to sense patterns, and to understand truths that remain hidden to others. Your loneliness is an invitation, a signal, a guidepost, pointing you to the necessity of inner alignment, self-trust, and conscious growth. When you embrace this, your awareness becomes a bridge rather than a barrier. You begin to notice the right people, the right moments, and the right connections, the ones that resonate on a soul-deep level. And the aloneness that once felt like a burden transforms into a rare and precious gift, a quiet strength that allows you to navigate life with clarity, purpose, and precision. Every chosen one reaches a point where they realize that being alone is not a curse, it is a refinement. It is the moment you step beyond superficial interactions, beyond casual friendships, beyond distractions, and into the core of your own consciousness. You discover that solitude is the companion of growth, the mirror of self-awareness, and the crucible where your energy, clarity, and wisdom sharpen. The world may not understand you now, but your journey is not about immediate recognition. It's about preparation, alignment, and conscious evolution. And when the right connections, opportunities, and circumstances arrive, you will meet them from a place of grounded strength, inner stability, and higher awareness. Not desperation, not neediness, not fear. So if you felt alone, misunderstood, or disconnected, know this: it is a mark of your awakening, your awareness, your growth. Solitude is not a punishment. It is a sign that you are evolving faster than those around you, that your perception runs deeper, that your consciousness is expanding. Every moment of feeling alone is actually a gift, guiding you to strengthen your clarity, align with your purpose, and cultivate the wisdom that will carry you into deeper connections and higher experiences. Embrace it, honor it. Use it to refine your energy, sharpen your intuition, and trust your inner guidance. The path of the chosen one is never easy, but it is purposeful, transformative, and ultimately liberating. If this connected with you, thank you for watching until the end. Like and subscribe. This journey is yours, and every step of feeling alone is proof that you are walking the path few dare to tread, growing into the clarity, insight, and power that only chosen ones can achieve. Remember, solitude is not emptiness, it is preparation. And preparation is the birthplace of transformation.